Okay, here I am. I hope I turned the volume up on my phone. I'm pretty sure I did. Hi, Kimmy. Can you hear me okay? I need to know if you can hear me because I can't remember if I put the volume up on my phone. I think I did. I'm not sure. Okay, cool. Cool. Okay, look at all this fun stuff I have today. This is so exciting. We're going to get to know this new cup of tea set with dies. So I'm Casey Christensen. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator living in West Kelowna, BC, where currently it's cool, but it's sunny and it's beautiful. So, and if you can see that I'm wearing lammy jammies today, you're absolutely right, because I am, and I think I'm frozen again. Kim, am I frozen? Yeah, I'm frozen again. I don't know what's going on. Okay, now I'm not. For some reason, when I first go, there's. For some reason, when I first go, hang on. Okay, should be better now. Am I here? Llamas in pajamas. Yeah, I just had my hot tub, so I thought, why get dressed all over again? I'm sure everyone will understand that you can craft in your llama jammas. So that's what I'm doing tonight. So we're gonna play tonight. Hi Dorothy, nice to see you again. Tonight we're gonna play with this cup of tea. So this should be pretty interesting. It was my intention to sit down today and play with these dies. The dies are pretty extensive. There's a lot going on with these dies. So I wanted to sit down and play with them, but hey, life gets in the way and I didn't get to do that. So I have a general idea of what I want to do, although that's not usually my MO. I just like to wing things. But there's a lot going on with these dies, so we're going to play with them and see what we're going to get. So the first thing I do when I get my dies, I don't know if you can see that or not, but I've drawn around them in ink. So that, because there's a lot of dies on this page and there's only so much tape holding the dies on. So you need to know exactly where to put each die so that it will be sitting on tape and be secure, right? And sometimes it's hard to fit them all back on. So I make a habit of drawing around them just so that I know how to put them all back and have them fit in there neatly. So there's lots of stuff going on here. So I'm going to start with my card base since I know exactly where I'm going with that. So I've got my new matte decorative dots, which I'm excited to use, all my new inks, my new markers, my new blenders, and my new teacup paper. I know it has a better name than that, so let me just find it for you. Tea Boutique. Well, that's clever. My Tea Boutique paper and my in color paper, because it's got some great colors that go with the Tea Boutique, like the one on the front here. It's got these cute little flowers. And I've also got my brand new Starry Sky cardstock. Haven't even opened this yet. This is such a gorgeous color. A really gorgeous color. So we're gonna use a piece of that for sure. Oh, I better mute my there. I always forget to fix my phone so that people can't bother me during a live. It's sort of like the last thing I need to do, but for some reason I can't quite remember it. So I am going to make my card base out of this because we'll do something nice inside. So I'm going to cut this, your standard 5.5. I was having trouble with my trimmer the other day, and I wasn't getting very nice cuts along the edge, and I thought it was strange because it is a new blade. So what I found in my sewing room, of course, is this little, I don't even know if you can see that, it's a doll needle. It's just a little fine needle or whatever you've got. You can't use the point of your pick tool because it's too small, but I just went in here and slid it down here a few times, and guess what? There was all kinds of stuff stuck in there, so now it's cutting much better. So, you know, live and learn. So I'm going to score this at 4 1/4. This is going to be my card base. So let's give that a 4 1/4. Next, I'm going to take the other piece that I cut off, and I'm going to cut it in half. So I'll cut it at 4 1/4 as well. And this piece we're going to emboss, because I just think it looks really nice when you're using, just regular cardstock. It looks quite nice if you emboss it. It gives it a little more character than if you just use the cardstock as is. So I'm going to use one of these. This is not brand new. It is a newer one, but it is in the catalog. You can order it now if you want to. And it's called Time Worn Type. And I don't know how much you can see at this point, but let me emboss this. Again, we're going to center our paper in there quite well. And I did that wrong because, you know, I mentioned to you before, you want it going in folded edge first, and so that your Stampin' Up is right side up, okay? And that's how you know you're going to get the embossing that you're looking for, or the embossing that's intended with that. So I don't have a lot of room here right now, so I'm just going to whip this through here. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I'm going to whip it through, and then you can have a look at it after it's done and see what Time Worn Type looks like. I do really like it. It's one of the embossing folders that when I saw it, I just had to have it because it's kind of old worldy looking, I guess, for lack of a better way to describe it. So we're going to do this, and it just has kind of it's not like you can really read anything, although if you look hard enough you can see a word or two, but it's just kind of like a texture, okay? It's kind of like an old world kind of texture. So that's what we're going to put on our card front, and we're going to put it right on the blue, but I am going to trim it down just a notch on either side so that it's not overlapping on the edge of the blue. So let's do that. So a single notch on the inches line, not the millimeters line. So there's a notch there, and a notch there, and then it should sit quite nicely on that card front. You get the little bits in here because sometimes I'm cutting off such tiny slivers, and when you cut them, they actually kind of disintegrate and just fall into the slot there. So there's my embossing, and I'm just putting it blue on blue like this because I rather love this blue, and we are going to have some color with some of the other things that we're going to do. So I can actually stick that down, and because it's embossed, I'm going to use glue. It's just smarter to use glue when it's embossed because it grabs onto the paper better than if you used tape. So I'm just going to give this a little glue once around. Whoop, missed it entirely. And a little bit through the middle. And we'll just pop that down on top of the blue card base, centered as well as you can manage. And there it is. Okay. So now I want to use some of my different papers. I'm going to use one of these. Oh goodness, what did I do with my, oh, here it is. I'm looking in my catalog. You can't see it, but I can. I'm just looking in here for a second to see what papers we used, or what papers I had in mind. So these are gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous papers. I love these so much. Yeah, it's a really good one. Time Worn Type is a good one. I have most of my embossing folders. There's nothing too crazy. It's just sort of ones that give me texture and motion kind of thing. I love that turquoise, although I don't know if I should use something a little busier. Let's pull that out and see what, no, we can't use the turquoise because we're going to use the blue. So let's get this one out first. I want to use this one from the In Color papers. I do want to use this little blue floral here. And then we'll see what else we're going to use from this. I don't think I want anything too terribly busy, although that's very pretty. Let's get that one out, see what we think of that one. Or do I want something just a little more subtle? I'm kind of undecided. That's a little strong, that's a little strong. Let's see what a strip of these Let's see what a strip of these teacups look like, or can you do a strip? Let's just look at that and see if one could do a strip of teacups. Let me get my little cutter out. No, I guess I won't get my little cutter out because I can't quite locate it at the moment. Thought I had everything so organized. Apparently I don't. Let's see if you can cut a strip. I'm just going to cut it right here, just to see if we can cut a strip, although that's not the strip I would want. I'd like something with some green in it. So let's move that over a little bit. If you put it upside down, you got a better handle on where you're cutting. So let's see where this cuts. If it doesn't work, it's no loss, right? No, I don't really like it. So that was just a little experiment. So let's use some of this and some of this, just because I think the colors go so well with what I'm doing here. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm going to cut one section of this will cut into a strip and another section will not. Isn't that the weirdest thing ever? So I can feel where my trimmer is there. So I can cut this into a strip, but when I'm looking along at the rest of them, they don't seem to want to cut into strips. It's just, I guess it's just the way it's printed. But let's have a look at that. And then let's have maybe a larger strip of this. I'm just winging it, people. I have no idea what I'm doing here. I'm just playing. Just playing. All right, so we're going to cut. I'm going to draw lines on this one, I think, to where I want to cut it. I think I want it kind of, you know, a little off kilter like this. So I'm going to take my pencil and give myself a sort of roundabout kind of ish place where I want to cut. A million pencils here. Do you think I can find one? Okay, here we go. So there-ish, and there-ish, and there-ish, and there-ish. I just marked it with my pencil. I wish I could find my little trimmer because it's so much easier to use than this big guy, but you know, things move. Things move around here. They move fast too. All right, so there and there looks about right. And then there and there looks about right. And all I'm doing is I'm kind of lining it up to around about where my pencil lines were and trimming it off. So then I'm going to have something that looks a little bit like that. Now I'm going to reserve judgment on that strip of teapots because I'm just not entirely sure. I'm going to put this on now, okay? So I think I would like to put dimensionals for that one. So once I get my card base done, then we'll start playing with the dies and stuff and see what I can come up with. You want some bigger dots, some bigger things? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? So I keep opening packages of dimensionals, but I can never find any to use. So let's just do that again and open another package. I don't know where they go. I really don't know where they go. But the good news is I know that about myself, and so I always buy lots and lots and lots. Oh, thank you, Dorothy. I'm glad of that. I'm a little bit of a mess at times. I had a little bit of a brain issue this afternoon, which does happen from time to time. I have lupus, and so every once in a while, you know, something just doesn't work in accordance to plan, but I don't let anything stop me from doing what I want to do, so I just do it anyways and hope that if I can't get the right words to come out, I can get some to come out anyways. So, but I'm feeling a lot better now. I had a bit of a nap, and I had a hot tub, and I had a good dinner, and I'm just feeling like playing now. So I'm glad you're enjoying them, Dorothy. I am not the most organized person in the world, but you know, I figure things out pretty good, I think. So I don't even know if we'll use that one with the teapots. It was just an idea I had, and I'm just not entirely sure. But let's do this first and see how cute this looks, because I think it's going to look pretty darn cute. This is a way of me challenging my a personality. When I like to try and put things not quite as expected and see if I can manage to keep them that way. When I first started doing it, I would go online and do classes where they put things this way and that way in all different directions. It was like, oh my God, I can't do it. I just can't do it. Everything needs to be straight and perfect for me. But I'm getting better. So now let's get out these dies. I'm so excited about these dies. Let's get out these dies. Now all of these dies work with the little cutter, with the little embossing machine. So that's cool. And I think I mentioned this afternoon there's new magnetic plates coming out for both the big embossing machine and the little embossing machine, which means when you go to cut things, you're no longer having to use all the washi tape to hold things down. So these are photopolymer stamps, so I should be okay using the there's two different kinds of cups. Okay, let's just play with this. I'm just going to get out a fair-sized piece of cardstock, and we'll make some things, and we'll see what the things look like after we make them. Does that make any sense to anybody? We're just going to make some things. So I'm thinking, let's try one of these. I haven't used it yet, so let's try this. Let's try this new color, my Orchid Oasis, and we'll try this cup with the flowers on it, and we'll just see how the dies work. It's just a little bit of a hazy mystery for me at the moment as to how these dies are going to work, but we're going to see. All right, so let's pop that one down. You don't want to push too hard because I know I've got ink in the wrong place there. So we'll make one like that. Oh, that's so pretty, right? We'll make one like that. And then I think we'll use a different color. We're just going to use our new colors tonight because they're so pretty. So let's make one like this. This is a different cup. So we'll make one of these cups and see how that looks. This is a really nice stamp set, I think. I'm not crazy about that. Isn't that funny? I am not crazy about that. What is it? Have I got a piece of cardstock here that isn't really Stampin' Up, even though I thought it was Stampin' Up? Yeah, I don't like that stripy one. Okay, we're not going to do the stripy one. But let's get out the stripy one doesn't look very crisp. And I like a nice crisp sort of a thing. So since I have no idea what our dies are going to do, let's get them out. Let's have a look at them. We're going to abandon that one for the moment because I'm not crazy about it. Now, does this die go over top of that one? No, it doesn't. Okay, so let's get this one. Just for starters, so we can see what's what. And we'll see. Now, this doesn't make a lot of sense to me what this is going to do. Yeah, it's not making a lot of sense to me. Let's try something else. Let's get this out. Let's get this out. It's all trial and error, people. We're just going to play with stuff and see what we get. So let's see what this die cut gives me. I suspect that this die cut wants to just be cut. This one right here wants to just be cut on paper. And then we'll see about what we can put underneath it. So let's just do this. I need some scissors. It should be right there. How fast I make a big mess. I'm so good at that. Everyone needs to be good at something, and I'll tell you what, making a mess is my thing. It's my jam. It's my jam. Make a mess, and then actually I enjoy the cleaning it up process. So let's do this and see what this looks like. And let's see what we get here. Okay, so let's have a look at this. This is interesting. This is quite interesting. Where's my pokey tool? Well, I'll have to use this one because it's handy. Look at that. Okay. I think I might be getting the hang of where we're going with this. I wish it had cut through better though. It hasn't cut through very well. Yep, it hasn't cut through very well. So I'm going to do something different here. Let's get some of this stuff. Let's get some of this stickum. Let's get some of this stickum stuff. And we'll get a piece of... It did not cut through all the way through. That doesn't really make me super duper happy. So let's just see. We'll get some of this stuff. Just going to peel off a little bit here. Oh gosh. Let's peel off a little bit of this. This is that adhesive backing. So we're just going to peel off a little bit of that. And that might be the difference it takes to get a better cut through there. And the other thing you can do if it's not quite cutting through is just take any old piece of paper, anything at all. Just take something and run it through the cutter at the same time. I'm going to take this. So then we'll do this again. Let's get our teacup. Oh, I get sticky on my fingers now. And I'm just going to put this, I put a little piece of paper underneath. Now I've got my sticky here, and I've put a little piece of paper underneath here. So I'm just going to pop this down on there. Use my normal amount of layers and see if I can get a better cut. I've got sticky stuck on my fingers, so everything I touch is going with it. All right, and that feels a little better. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to give it a few passes. It does feel better. It's really cute anyway. All right, let's see if that looks better. And there you go. If you look on the back, you can see it's completely cut through. So sometimes that's all it takes is a little extra layer of paper. You don't always have to do that, but sometimes it's just the way it's going to be. Okay, so we've got that. Now we're going to cut the cup that goes underneath it. And what I want to use for that is something that's got a little design on it, because I think that's what a teacup would have, is some kind of little, like maybe this, let's see. I know there's another one here that's got the nice little, no, not that one. That one's too strong. I suppose it could be this one. It's looking too blue, isn't it? Let's add some color. Let's add some color here. Like maybe this. Let's add some of this. Because it's still got the blue in it. It's got all the shades of blue in it. So now we're just going to take this one. We're going to cut it in half so we can fit it through the cutter. And then we'll take, I don't think I'll need the shim, but maybe I'll put it under there anyways. And we're going to get the regular cup, okay? Which I must have already taken off there. Better get this paper out of the way so that I can find things better. I know I took, there it is. Okay, let's have a look at this other die. We'll put it on here and just, what the heck, let's give it another, let's give it that extra shim underneath. And I'm just going to put it at the top here so I'm not wasting anything. Just a nice little floral design. Stagger those plates a little bit as they go in. I think on my feet. I wonder some days, give me, I wonder. That's okay. You know what? I make it work. It may take me 5 times longer than it ever used to do anything with what's going on, but I make it work. I just make it work because life's too short to do anything but just carry on, right? Just carry on. There we go. How pretty is that? Okay, so now it's stuck to my shim. So let's get that off. Now let's get back to this. Oh, that's going to be cute. All right, let me pop out the bits. There's bits here that we need to pop out. I know, I saw my, oh, there it is. Okay, so let's take out the bits. Sometimes it's easier for me to take out the bits if I do them against my desk because I have a little pressure to be able to push them out. Oh, what happened to the stickum that I stuck on him? Oh, okay. Oh, well, that's fine. Is this the wrong one? Yeah, it's the wrong one. That's what it is. It's the wrong one, people. Here we are. There we go. That's the one that has the white on the back. And the cool thing about the white on the back is when you go to peel it off, it pretty much always takes the bits off with it. I'm saying that, but watch it not happen this time. Oh yeah, see? It kind of takes the bits off when you peel off the sticky off the back. There you go. See? So I got a little funky looking leftover bit there. And a couple of little pieces that didn't pop out, and that's fine too. So we'll take those out. And then here's my little cup. Now I'm afraid you're going to get my hair because that's the only way I can get this centered perfectly over top of it. But we're just going to go for it. And that looks pretty good to me. There you go. So look at that. How cute is that, right? And because we put the stickum on, I don't need to glue or anything like that. That's just a perfect little cup right there. So we're going to put that to one side. And then we're going to make some things to put in our cup. And again, these things all come with die cuts, which is really, really nice because you're not having to fussy cut things. Sometimes I don't mind fussy cutting, but then there's other days where I just don't dare. Because I don't want you to watch me fussy cut and it looks so difficult that you go, oh my God, I'm never doing this again because I can't, it's too much. It's too much. Let's put that one there and then the other one will turn up, right? The stripy one, there it is. Not crazy about it. I'm not gonna lie. The stripy one, I'm not that crazy about. So I'm gonna do some practice with that one and see another workaround with it because I don't like how those stripes are coming out. So let's just pop that one back down. Give this one a little clean too. I'm just cleaning them off on my chamois here. I can put them in clean. So let's get some greenery. I have some greenery here. Let's get ourselves some something white to do some greenery on. So I'm going to use garden green because that's the color that is stated in the color palette of the papers. So we're going to use garden green. We're going to take this. Oh no, we're not going to use garden green. No, we're not going to use garden green. Do we have to use garden green? No. Let's use this. Let's use this. What did I just say this was? Parakeet Party? I don't know. That might be too much, but we'll try it. Let's try it and see what it's like. It's not enough. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to leave that Parakeet Party stamp there. We're going to take out our garden green. And I'm not going to wash off my Parakeet Party. The Parakeet Party is really quite limey. So it's kind of a little bit darker. Because I can see through this, I'm basically aiming to put this down right where I put the other stamp. So it'll be a little bit of each color, I think, if all goes well. Yeah, it is. It's a little bit of each color, okay? So we got that. Let's clean it off while we're sitting here so that I'll be able to find it again, because if I clean it off, I can put it back on my case. I love these cases. I love these cases and how they have this part on the back for you to stick stuff to. It just makes it nice and easy to keep things organized. So there's my greenery. Now, as you can see, it's a little bit of both colors, and I kind of like that. So it's a little bit of each color. Okay. The parakeet party is too light all by itself, and so it's better to have this. Now, we have a die cut for this as well, which is right here, and this will require some washi tape. So let's get some out, and we're just going to line that up and throw some washi on it. Of course, we're going to have to cut it. So I just want to use the little guy. All of these dies for this set go through the mini embossing machine. So, and I like that. So, pop this down here. And I'm going to put it in this way. Put my plate in. And here we go. There we go. So we've got our greenery. And then let's put that die away before we lose it. And now we're going to do, this is kind of like for this we're going to do 3 flowers, all stamped at the same time as well as all cut out at the same time, which I think is kind of cool. So let's find our flower stamp, and I think for the flowers we should use the new color. So let's do that. So let's get our flowers, and there's a grouping of them. This is pretty slick the way this works out here. So I'm going to put them on this, and just these ones that are, see how long this stamp is? And it's very wiggly, right? So when you go to put it down, you don't want it to distort. So just kind of lay it down and let it fall down where it belongs, okay? So that it doesn't get distorted, because if you distort it, then the die cut, which is this one here, that cuts all 3 at the same time, then the die cut isn't going to cut them properly. I've got that too far away from the middle. There we go. So now let's get out another new color, which is this one right here. This is Sweet Sorbet, which is a lovely red. Let's get out that. Remember that the red colors are going to stain your dies immediately, okay? So don't be upset about that. It's just the nature of the beast. And some of the blue ones will do the same, just because of the pigments that are in the inks. Okay, so there's my little flowers that I get to stamp all at one time. Okay. I don't like that. It's a good thing it has 2 sides. Some ink got somewhere where it just doesn't belong, so let's just do a better job of inking that without pressing on it too much. Actually, it might be the stamp. It's funny, because I kind of see it's doing it again, but let's just see. In the grand scheme of things, it's not going to matter. There we go. Isn't that pretty? Looks kind of funny right now. It doesn't look like much of anything. However, let me just wash this off. The sooner you wash off the red, the better. So it's stained lightly pink, but it's not a big deal. And be careful when you pull the die off, you can easily break it, okay? You don't want to do that. You want it to remain all in one kind of bit so that it's easier for you to use. Oh, I'm just throwing things on the ground. All right, so let's get this die. And this little die is going to fit right over top of our flowers. You see how cute that is? So we can cut all of those at one time. And if you wanted a whole bunch of them, well, then you just stamp that a whole bunch of times. And before you know it, you'll have a whole ton of little, they remind me of kind of like field flowers. So you'll have a whole bunch of them just that simply. Oh. All right, so let's do this. Let's get those guys out of the way. And let's do this. Pop that in there. Get my other plate. It's almost time to buy new plates. I like to stay one ahead. So when I open up my new package of, excuse me, when I open up my new package of cutting plates, then I'll order a new set. So I'm always a set ahead. I don't know why. It's just my nature. It's what I do. I do that with this too. As soon as I've put in a new refill, I order another refill right away and have it in my drawer, because you just never know when you're going to run out. There might be a blizzard, or I mean, if we lived in Manitoba, we've got a blizzard coming, or they've got a blizzard coming. It's going to be ugly too. Already people are like going crazy at the store and hoarding and, you know, buying all these different things. So now when we go to put this on, we've got these cute little flowers, and I'm just going to put tiny little bits of minis on them. So I'll start with these two here, and I'm going to put some mini dimensionals on those two. So we're going to put those aside because we're not ready for them yet. Oh, there we go. We're not ready for them yet. Okay, so let's put them aside. We'll put our other little tiny ones aside too. We're going to have to cut dimensionals for those, or we could just use the little dots, the little glue dots for that as well. So let's look at this for a minute and see where we're going. So I've got my little bit of, I've got my cup, and I've got my little flowers that are going to go on there. I'm trying to decide if I want some white behind there or not. Like, do I want to put this, I want to put it on something, I think. Maybe the really light something. There are some very light things in here. Like there's something like that, or that's a little too busy. I don't like that. It's kind of plain. Well, let's just work with it like this. I'm undecided. I'm really undecided right now how I want this to sit. But maybe I'm just going to go with it like this. Yes, I am. I'm just going to go with it on this thing. So we're going to take some larger dimensionals. Please tell me I haven't lost them already. I only just opened them. Here they are. We're going to take some larger dimensionals. We're going to put them down on here. You know, that might have been a good one. Which one is that? That's that light. Let's look at this. I kind of like this. What do we think of this? Like a strip of that, maybe? I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it. Can't hurt to try, right? What's the worst thing? Is it goes back in the bag and I use it for some other card. But I'm just going to do a little like a, I don't know, like a 2-inch. Let's do 2 1/4. 2 1/4 by about there. This is how I do things. I don't really measure things. I just do things and figure them out later. Let's look at this. Let's just look at this. I think I kind of like that. So I'm going to try and make this piece. No, I know what it is I want. I want it to be a little bit wider. A little bit wider. So let's make it 2 3/4, just so I can look at it. Don't worry, nothing I use is going to get wasted. It never ever does. I use up everything. Everything. Right about there. And then we will build our cup. Yes, we're going to build our cup on there. What did I say? Dimensionals, right? Did I say dimensionals? I think I did. Pretty sure I did. That's probably enough. We don't need a lot of dimensionals there. I do love this green stripe. It's so pretty. So let's just kind of plop our arrangement there because we're probably going to want a sentiment underneath. Okay, so there's our arrangement, and then we'll get dimensionals on this one too. I ordered new ribbon too. I got some new colors of ribbon that I don't usually, or that I haven't had before. However, they're not ribbon I can use with this sort of thing because it doesn't go with, really. So let's find our little flowers and see how this is going to look. I'm going to put a little one over there. Okay. Oh, it's starting to look like something. Where's the other one? I had more than one big flower. Oh, I hate it when I do this. How about that? I think I'm going to have to make some more. Darn it. Darn it. I so very carefully put them right there, and then, didn't I? Yeah, I did. And now they're not there anymore. Oh well, that's okay. That's okay. We can make another couple. It's mostly the big ones I want anyway, but let's just see how this goes. I'm doing this a little bit out of camera shot, I'm afraid, because I've got to stick this on here. So let's just get the washi tape. I'm more concerned with the big flowers than I am the little ones, but the little ones are a bonus if they come out nice. So let's get a couple more of those flowers. Maybe that'll be enough. You know, every time I go online, I think to myself, okay, next time I got to work a little tidier. Okay, next time I got to put things right back where they belong so I can work a little tidier. It's never happened. I think it never will. But that's okay. That's okay. Tidiness is not all it's cracked up to be anyway. All right, so there we are. I see that flower right in my face, so don't let me lose it. It's right here. I'll put that one aside for later. I'm going to put some more of those big flowers on. I've got two more. So let's put a couple of those on. I'll just put that away for the moment. So let's get the minis. And I got a couple of glue dots here for the little guys. So we'll get some minis for the big ones. Onesies. And two. There we go. I'll find them somewhere. Where they can go when I only just put them there is really a mystery to me. I just don't really know. I really just don't know. When you get your catalog and you look, you know, you'll see that there's a whole different arrangement than what I've done here for these flowers. But, you know, whatever works for you, right? Whatever works. So let's get these tiny glue dots. Do I want tiny glue dots? No, I don't, you know. I really don't. I really don't. I want... I want tiny dimensionals. That's what I really want. Just cut your dimensionals in half like that, then you'll have a teeny tiny dimensional. You kind of need some thumbs to be able to work with them. So you've got little tiny flowers here. So let's work with these and get some little tiny bits on here. Boy, they're fiddly. A little fiddly, but I think they're worth it. Not looking nice? I'll do a couple more. There we go. One there. I got two more. I think I'll do two more. Aren't they pretty? Just that little shot of red, I think, is a good idea. Exactly whatever floats your boat. And whatever makes you happy. That's what it's all about in retirement. Whatever makes you happy. If it doesn't make you happy, stop doing it. Although I'm pretty easy to please. Most things make me happy, so it doesn't take a ton to make me happy. I just need some fabric, and my sewing machines, and my oh, that's too big. My craft supplies, and I am a happy camper. You can just lock me in my room for like a month, and I'll be just fine. Oh, that one's so small it doesn't want to stick. Let's force it into submission. Oh, it's almost impossible to hold on to. Okay, one more shot, and then it's just going on the floor. See if oh, did it. Did it. Let's give it one more right about there. Okay, how cute is that, right? So then this, I'm thinking of linen. Oh, I think that's so cute. Okay, so I'm thinking of linen, and my linen's a bit of a mess right now. Let's see if I can get anything out of it. It's just a big ugly ball. I might have to break down and just cut it. I think that's what I'm going to have to do. I'm not going to be able to use it. All right, so let's do this. I did, oh sure, I'm at the very end of it. So the piece I cut off is, see what I've got here? See this? This is just a little mess. Silly, silly, silly. Let's see if I can get to the end of it. I won't make it, okay. Okay, here's where we give up on that one. I can get my husband to sort that out, because I got new ones. So let's do this. This is just the linen that you can buy at Stampin' Up. It's really cute. It's really fine. I hardly ever use it all by itself. I usually give it a few wines, a couple or few wines around. And if you struggle to tie a bow, I'll give you a little secret here. Here's what I'm going to do on this one. I'm going to give myself a little piece of stickum right there on my card. I'm going to stick my twine to it, and I'm going to go around a few times, probably 3 is enough, and I'm going to stick it back down again. Okay, so now I haven't tied a bow in the front this time, and I'll show you why, because sometimes for some people it's easier to do this. So let's scrunch my wines, or my layers. Let's scrunch them together like so, and we can decide where we want to have a bow. And I'm just going to do a little faux bow that will look like I tied a bow, but I didn't. I'm just going to go from here. Can you see what I'm doing here? Just going to tie my bow on right here onto my wraparound. And I'm going to put it sort of over to one side here, and it is easier because it grips on with the twine. So you'd never be the wiser. You'd never know that I didn't, wrap it around 3 times and then tie a bow, but I didn't. I just tied a bow kind of after the fact on top of it. So, oh, I think that's really cute. Very cute. So let's just, I think we're just going to stick this one down because there's enough dimensionals going on. And keep in mind that it goes off the edge. So I'm going to stick it down by putting tape through the middle of it. Okay. And decide where you want it to be. It can be super matchy-matchy. It can be angled. And I think I'm going to do this a little bit angled, just because I like it that way. Okay. There we are. Now, what's missing? We haven't even touched the tip of the iceberg on what these dies will do. So my plan is tomorrow to play with them, and then I'm going to see what I can come up with to try out the, Oh, let's see. Okay, look at this little guy. This is the teeniest little stamp. And what it's meant to be, I'm pretty sure, is a tea bag. There's lemons, there's so many things. So this is meant to be a tea bag. So what I'm going to do here is that right? That seems really small. It is really small. Okay, there's big tea bags and there's little tea bags. Here's a big tea bag. And there's hearts and there's all kinds of things. So I think tomorrow at 4, I'm going to have another go with this one. Try some different papers, some different things, and see what we can come up with some of the cool things that are in here. But for the moment, we're going to use, I think I'm going to use this lighter blue. I just want to see what it looks like. So I'm going to use this lighter blue, which is Orchid Oasis. Doesn't that just sound yummy? Orchid Oasis. Yes, please. And I'm going to make my little, I don't know if I'm going to like that. I don't know if I'm going to like that. Am I going to like that? Yeah, it's okay. It's so easy. Can you see what's happened here? It's so easy to get the ink inside the center like that, right? But I still think it's going to be all right. I still think it's going to be all right. So let's get one of these teeny sayings, like there's such tiny, tiny, tiny little things like, how about, it's time for tea. I think that's plenty to have on here. It's time for tea, and then I'll give it to one of my nieces or that like to buy Tim Hortons steep tea. Have you ever had that stuff? It's so good. I don't know why it's better than making a cup of tea at home, but it is. So let's do this. We'll do this in the same color. And we'll just give it the lightest little tapping because it's so easy to get ink where it doesn't belong when you're dealing with something so very small. That's cute. That's cute, okay? It's just a little teeny tiny, it's time for tea. And we probably should have done it in red. Yeah, I want to do it in red. Slight change plans, just like that. Let's get this guy cleaned up a little bit. Yeah, I think it should be red because there's so much blue on there already. So let's just do this, a very light tapping this time. Maybe I can get that a little bit better on here. So let's aim for the not getting any inside, which means I'm barely even, I'm not even pushing this at all. I'm just laying it on the color, because if you push it, and I already got color on the inside just by doing that. If you push it, you're getting color on the inside of the stamp, which may or may not end up. What's the sugar? Oh, no, I don't put sugar in my tea. It's just a really good tea. I don't know what it is. It just is super duper good. Yeah, I like that one better. Okay, so let's do our little It's Time for Tea in red as well. Ah, that's so cute. That's so cute. It's so tiny you can barely see it, but it's super cute. Wait till I cut it out. There's a little die cut for it, so let me cut it out. Get some washi tape. It's really good that I have like 8 rolls of washi tape in one place, because when I lose one, I can just grab another one. Let me just tape this on and then you'll be able to see it. Okay, just going to pop this on here and get my other plate, wherever that might happen to be, which is right around here. And run that through. You could also have done the tea bag in crumb cake. You could do it in crumb cake. And that's not perfectly straight, but I'm going to not beat myself up over it. I'm going to be okay with it. It moved a little bit. It shifted just a tiny bit in the cutting machine, but that's okay. So isn't that cute? Little It's Time for Tea there. So we're going to put that on one large dimensional, and if you were crazy, you could also pop a hole in it and tie a little string around it, but I'm just not that nuts today, and so I'm not going to do that. Now, one little dimensional here, I'm going to pop that right about there. It's time for tea. Maybe I should tighten up this bow a little bit, maybe. How cute is that, right? There, I tightened up my bow a little bit. Now I'm going to get some, let's see, did I bury them? I probably buried them. Here they are. Here they are, I got them. These are so pretty. I love these so much. I can't decide what to use. These are the 2022 to 2024 in color matte decorative dots. There's lots more of these going on my order because I love the matte dots more than the super, super shiny ones. And these in particular, because these are such pleasing colors for me. Oh, let's see if we can get it out of the bag without making a mess. That would be nice. So let's see what we can do with these. Let's have a little, let's see. Let's have a little green one. Oh, they're very little. They're very little. Oh gosh, they're almost ungrabbable. My goodness. No, I want a red one there. The green isn't enough. I want a red one down here. Let's put a little red one. Nope, that's wrong too. Sorry, this is how I roll. There's a blue one. Yes, better. Blue, blue. And then I think we'll just stick to the blue ones maybe. So we'll have a bigger blue one maybe over here. And another bigger blue one right up there. Isn't that cute? I like that. Okay, so the last thing we're going to do is I'm going to use my stitch dies. I'm not going to do it right now, but I'm going to use my stitch dies, and I'm going to make a piece in here, and I'll use one of my stamps. I think maybe this one in the corner, maybe two of these, one first generation stamp, one second generation stamp of this right here. So I also have an idea in my brain for a slimline card using this set. So how about you come back and see me tomorrow at 4, and we'll do a slimline card using all this same stuff, but you know, the same stamp sets, but try different elements of it. There's lemons, there's just so many different things to use in here, so many different dyes and stuff. So let's try it all out. I'm going to play tomorrow in the daytime and come up with some things, but I really have a great idea for, I'll give you a little hint, slimline card and a water brush. There's your hint. Slimline card and a water brush. Yeah, that's your hint. All right, so come back and see me tomorrow. Thank you, Dorothy. I'm pretty pleased with the two. I rather like it. I wanted the card to be overall blue, but I'm pretty pleased with how it turned out as well. And there's lots of variation. You know, there's a whole bunch of papers you can use behind this design, as well as using different shades of different colors and of cardstock and stuff. So come back and see me tomorrow. I will be here. If you like my video, make sure you like and share. And check me out on Instagram, Stampin' with Casey on Instagram. And I will be back to see you tomorrow, and we'll do something else with other elements of this stamp set that we didn't use today, and especially the dies. I'm pretty excited to see how all those dies work. So thank you for coming. I appreciate you, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.